My name is David Balkwell. I am the Managing Director of Balkwell Consulting. To contact me directly, find our contact details at the end of this movie. Legal management. To identify applicable legislation and requirements is an expectation of environmental management systems and health and safety management systems. The standards require a procedure to be produced which explains and includes responsibilities, how often, and the core mechanics of identification of applicable legislation and other requirements. And the distinction between legislation and other requirements is quite simple. Legislation includes Acts of Parliament and regulations, and other requirements are those things to which the organisation subscribes. Some organisations find it difficult to recognise what that might be, but it could be subscription to local authority schemes of some kind, maybe an environmental initiative. It could be some kind of group activities that an organisation has to comply with, but not a legal requirement. So the procedure that's produced is an explanation of how the mechanics of the identification of applicable legislation and other requirements works. It's important that the outputs from this are incorporated into the rest of the management system. It's also important that summaries of legislation and other requirements are clear and precise such that they can be incorporated into other parts of the management system. The other parts of the management system are typically risk assessment and aspect evaluation. It's important that this information is also kept up to date, and within the procedure it explains the frequency of update. Typically, whenever there is a change in legislation or other requirements, but also not forgetting at strategic points, maybe once a year. Clearly, legislation changes more often than once a year, but to overview the register is important at strategic points in time. It's also important that this information is communicated, relevant parts of this information in the form of probably summaries. It's also important that these summaries, i.e. interpretations of legal and other requirements, are precise. And the reason they need to be precise is when they're incorporated into those other elements such as aspect evaluation and risk assessment, that they can be easily understood. It's also important this information is clear because it can be used as a part of the process for evaluation of compliance. See one of our other movies.